guys, this is Mrs. Gay. We're going to go over a quarter note and quarter rest reading exercise together. Let's review some things together first. So first of all, a quarter note looks like this. It's got a filled in note head that's completely dark and a stem. And this exercise, all the stems are going up, but when it's actually in music, the stems could go up or down. Quarter note in 4/4 time, which is what this symbol is right here, is a time signature, tells us that it's going to be worth one beat of sound. So quarter notes make sound, and quarter rests are like the opposite. On a quarter rest, oops, I don't want to do that. On a quarter rest, we say shush. Okay, so that's the principle. We're either saying a number or we're saying the word shush. So let's go back to looking at our time signature. So we know we have 4 beats in each measure. A measure is from one bar line to the next. So that's measure 1. This is measure 2. And the counting would start over again. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then at the very end, that double bar line tells us to stop. So the first thing that we need to go over is what to do for counting. We're only going to use the numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4. And remember, we take out the number and write the word shush if it's a rest. So since this comes first in the measure, oops, get that out of the way. Since this comes first in the measure, we're going to start with the number 1. And let me get rid of these lines. I don't want that underlined. So that's going to be number 1, beat 1. This is the second one in the measure. So we're going to do a 2 for beat 2. Then after that, we have our first rest. So instead of doing 3, because this is beat 3, we're going to take out the 3 and we're going to write the word shush, which means we're going to actually say shush out loud. Okay. So since we're skipping that number 3, the next quarter note should be 4 because we skipped the 3. Because this is the 4th one in that measure, or the 4th beat. So that's 4. Okay. All right. We're going to keep continuing in measure 2. In measure 2, we still are restarting our counting because this is the first one in measure 2. So we do a 1. Then we have a rest. So instead of doing the number that comes after 1, which would be 2, we say shush because that's a rest. Whoops. My mouse doesn't like me today, you guys. And then we say shush for beat 2. We skip that number 2. Then next would be 3 because that comes after 2. And then comes 4. Then we go on to measure 3. And measure 3, our counting starts over again. And we have all quarter notes. So we're going to do a 1. Then a 2, then a 3, and then there's beat 4. This next measure is the last one that we're going to do together, and then we're going to perform measures 1 through 4 together. Okay, so our counting starts over again because this is a brand new measure, and we start with number 1. We go on to 2. And this is the 3rd beat, so 3. And then measure 4 ends with a rest. So instead of saying 4, which comes next, we do shush. And we actually will say shush out loud. Okay, so now we're going to go back and we're going to perform together the counting on this. We're going to sing the numbers. I'll give you a pitch. And you say the shushes. Okay, so let's go over this together. Here's your note. 1, 2, ready, count. 1, 2, shh. 4, 1, shh. Oops, hold on. Doesn't like it when I'm touching the screen. Let's do it again. I'll use my cursor. Ready, count. 1, 2, shh. 4, 1, shh. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, shh. Okay, so that's the first 4 measures. In your Google form assignment today, I'm going to show you only measures 5, 6, 7, and 8, and I'm going to have you type in those answers. and then you will turn that in for an assignment grade today. Okay, so the last step in this assignment is I'm going to give you a challenge. I'm going to take away the numbers, and we're going to try it with the website that I got this from, which is Sight Reading Factory. So we're just going to do measures 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're not going to go over 5, 6, 7, 8 because that's for your assignment for later. So I'm going to push this play button up here, and it's going to give us a count off of 4 ticks, and then we will sing and count this together. I'm doing it with you, so if you mess up, no one is going to know. This is just a challenge to see if you can do the counting using the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, or a shush. Remember, when you say a shush, you skip that number and then go on to the next number in the sequence. So here is our count off. Ready, go. 1, 2, shh. 4, 1, shh. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, shh. And I'm going to stop it right there because those are the only measures we've gone over together. And then your job is to go back in the Google form and type in the counting for measures 5, 6, 7, and 8 on your own. Remember that you're only going to use the numbers 1, 2, 3, or 4, or the word shush. If you use the word shush, you skip that number and go to the next number in the sequence. Thanks, guys. See you later.